Good afternoon. What a fun week and a half of classes so far. It's been so fun having every one of you join in the last 2 weeks, and a lot of you are new, which is why I'm making this video, is because during class I always have all these ideas of things I want to tell you, the parent. But I also like being present in the moment with the children, and I really can't do both at once. So I thought I would make you a video, and this is a class for you, because you've all been once or twice, and you've enjoyed yourselves, your children have enjoyed yourselves, but what exactly are we doing, what exactly are we learning, and what's the purpose behind the activities we do? So I thought I would do a brief video today and share a couple of the activities we're doing and the purpose behind them and what we're learning, and then hopefully in another week I can make another video and tell you a couple more of the activities. Every class we start with the hello song, and this is where I greet every individual child. And the reason I do this is because I want every child to be special, to know that they are special, and every child to know that they are important to the class. And so we greet every child in a different way by name. After our greeting song, we moved into a bouncing activity. And the bouncing activity is a steady beat activity. What we're doing in a bouncing activity is you, the parent, are bouncing the child in your lap. This week we did it to There Was a Tailor Had a Mouse. And through bouncing your child on the lap, you're letting your child experience what a steady beat feels like. Children learn through movement. And so the fact that you're patterning it for them and they can experience it helps them to be able to feel how the steady beat or their movement fits into what they're experiencing orally, so the music that they're listening to. So we did the bouncing song, and then children have a natural propensity to learn a steady beat. So just like language, children need to be exposed to the language that they're learning in order to be able to learn it. So if a child is hearing English a lot, they're going to naturally learn how to speak English. If they're learning, speaking Spanish in the home, chances are they're probably not learning Chinese because they're not exposed to it, they're not hearing it often. So it's the same with the steady beat. Children have a natural ability to keep the beat, but if they are not learning, they're not having a chance to experience it, they're probably not going to learn how to keep the steady beat so easily. So through bouncing them, you're getting the chance to experience the steady beat so that hopefully they learn and understand and are able to keep a steady beat on their own. Which moves us into the next activity when we took out the sticks, because in the sticks, the children are able to keep the beat themselves as we're tapping the sticks. So this is where they're taking the learning, they just learned how to keep a steady beat through bouncing. Now they get to try it out themselves on their sticks. The other great thing we do through tapping sticks is we're giving children a little bit of freedom to explore. So I'm always modeling usually one idea with my sticks, and I'll change. But at the same time, I'm taking ideas from the children when they do something a little different. And the reason for this is, unlike, say, maybe math or science, that you always have to follow all the rules. In music, there are principles that are true for most of the time, or all the time. But at the same time, the real music happens when you understand the principles enough to actually be creative with them and try things out yourself. And so through letting children try different ideas with their sticks, we're giving them the idea that there's the same principle, the steady beat, but they're able to do it in many, many different ways. Through tapping their sticks end to end, or tapping their floor, or tapping their shoes, or tapping their nose. You're giving them the creativity to be comprehensive musicians, and that they'll be able to put what they know into practice and make music on their own someday. The other thing we're doing, one reason I guess I should say why steady beat is so important is, or learning how to keep the steady beat is so important, is that when children have the structure of knowing the steady beat, later on they're going to be able to create various rhythms off the steady beat. So for those of you who don't have a music background, the beat is going to be that steady pulse, and then the rhythms might be something that's off of that, so dividing the beat into smaller sections. Something like that. After we played our sticks, we moved into a walk and stop activity, and walk and stop activities are wonderful, and I love them because they're teaching children impulse control. Impulse control is the ability to tell your body to stop and to actually stop your body. I guess a really dramatic example of this would be if your child's starting to run into the road and you say stop, you want your child to be able to actually stop their body. So walk and stop is a great practice for this. We'll walk around the area and then we'll stop, or we'll run around the area to the micro beat and stop. And same thing as the sticks, we're trying out different ideas, improvising with it a little bit. Instead of walking, we might crawl or we might spin. The other great thing that we're doing with the walk and stop activity is we're letting children use gross motor skills to keep the beat. Gross motor skills are the big ones that you're gonna like running, walking, crawling, and then When they're able to tell their gross motor skills how to stop, that'll translate eventually into fine motor skills, which is really necessary for playing an instrument. If you're going to play violin, it's very precise finger movements. They're going to be able to need to tell their fingers to stop. Likewise, when they go on to school and they're getting ready to write, they have very precise fine motor movements they need to be able to control to stop and go when they tell it to. So this is kind of important in both those ways. Lastly, we moved into the echo activity of the microphone, and this is where I'm chanting rhythms based off the beat, and the children get to echo me, and the parents get to echo me. And it's we're tapping our knees always to the beat while we're chanting these, and then you guys will echo, and so that they're experiencing the beat through the tapping at the same time as they're experiencing orally the sound of the different rhythms. And so that's a fun, the rhythms we're chanting are the basic building blocks to music that later on they will use if they want to create music of their own that they'll want to use for their creations. Anyways, that's all for today. Hopefully I can see you in another video in a week. Bye.